Get some rockin'. YMCA.
YMCA is a track. It's an underrated track.
Do you know, is it an underrated?
I think so.
Well, it gets a lot of views, I can say, but the YMCA, the gay national anthem, did you ever hear that? They call it the gay national anthem. But YMCA gets people up and it gets them moving. But we have a lot of good selections and people love it when I do it.
Greetings, gang. It's Chapo, Thursday, March 10th, 2022. I'm Will Menaker. Joining me, as always, Felix and Matt. Hello, gang. How you doing?
Hey.
Hello.
We're talking a lot about Ukraine, foreign policy, war, things of that nature. But let's bring it back for a little bit and talk about what's going on in our fair cities here in America. In terms of checking in with two of our favorite big city American mayors, Lori Lightfoot and Eric Adams. They've been in the news a little bit of lately. Let's start with Chicago. Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot denies making obscene derogatory remark about Italian Americans. This is Chicago Sun-Times.
Lori, what are you doing? Just double down.
Mary Lori Lightfoot on Friday branded as deeply offensive, ridiculous, and wholly lacking in merit the claim that she made an obscene and derogatory remark against Italian Americans during a call to discuss the statue of Christopher Columbus removed from Arrigo Park. One day after refusing to comment on the allegation contained in a lawsuit filed by the Chicago Park District's former Deputy General Counsel, Lightfoot, she felt compelled to break with her longstanding practice of not commenting on pending litigation. All right, here's the money graph here. The deal was described in a lawsuit filed Wednesday by one of the Park District officials on a video call. Former Deputy General Counsel George Smirnoidis, who alleged he was given 10 minutes of notice of the call with the mayor, which occurred the night after the parade. On a call, according to the lawsuit, Lightfoot berated Smirnoidis and Park District General Counsel Timothy King. Quote from Lightfoot: "You dicks, what the fuck were you thinking?" Lightfoot is quoted as saying. According to the lawsuit, Lightfoot went on to accuse King and Smirnoidis of making some kind of secret agreement with Italians. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're out there measuring your dicks with Italians and seeing who's got the biggest dick. I'm trying to keep Chicago police officers from being shot, and you're trying to get them shot. My dick is bigger than yours and the Italians. I have the biggest dick in Chicago.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Okay, so was she like pro the statue or no? I'm going to be honest. I've not been following this. Was she like we gotta get the statue out of there because it's getting cop shot, or is she saying like you're worrying about this stupid fucking statue and I'm worrying about keeping the boys safe?
I mean, I don't know. All I do know is that she's got the biggest dick in Chicago.
Yeah.
It says here the Columbus statue was taken away on Lightfoot's orders in 2020 after it became the target of protests and vandalism. So they're making secret deals with Italians and their big dicks, but they're not swinging pipe like Lori is.
I got to give her credit because that is one of the more annoying things about American politics is fucking humoring the fucking Italians over Columbus. First of all, not Italian. He was not whatever the fuck Genoa was in the early modern era was not Italy, and also never came to the United States.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but like, okay, you like have to give them something though.
Yeah,
right?
There's
because
so many Italians though.
Yeah, I mean, but all the other Italians are like, like guys who were executed. like just Sacco and Vanzetti types, like guys who are like proto-anarchist and like had a trial that lasted 30 seconds and were executed in 1903 for stealing a pear.
And I know why you wouldn't want it to be Sacco and Vanzetti. Big loser energy there. Just a couple of guys getting stitched up and getting absolutely owned by some WASP judge who, on a golf course after sentencing them, said, "Did you see what I did to those grease balls?"
Right. No. Yeah. But my point is that they don't really have anyone like Italians in America, at least. They don't like if you're a WASP. Okay, the founders of this country.
Yeah.
You get all the guys who they went to special camp where they, would date a 9-year-old and read Thomas Paine and then invented America. The guys who cracked the Liberty Bell and the all those guys, all the heroes. Steven Spielberg. You have that hero of America. You have, a surprising amount of the characters on Entourage. Everyone's got something. Black people, probably contributed the most to American culture. Statues of everyone. There's nothing really for Italians. And Christopher Columbus was some type of he was some weird mixture of Basque and, some other shit. And he had a job working for Italy and then got hired by Spain and didn't even come here. But give them something.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of project to replace Columbus with something. They need to list the people. They need to have some sort of vote on it, and get contributions from our Italian American communities. But I mean, honestly, at this point, though, because everything is now resentment-based culture war, the fact that people don't like Columbus now makes him cool and makes it impossible to back down, because half the fun now of celebrating Columbus is knowing that it pisses off people they don't like.
Yeah, but I mean, that's Columbus is an old culture war thing, right? Yeah. It's it's if you were trying to show up with Digimon, you're in elementary school and you're trying to show up with Digimon cards now.
Yeah.
It's they've already moved on to another thing. Columbus Day, they've been having this whole thing about him for 40 years, right? I don't know what the whole ruckus over this one was, but I don't know. If you're a conservative and you're still on Columbus, there's so much other shit you guys.
That's a step.
Were you in prison?
There's much better stuff you can move on from being mad about people taking down Columbus statues, like being mad at the mayor of Chicago for having a bigger dick than you.
Yeah.
I gotta say, props to Lori for having fun out there. And I think that's the thing that unites all these psycho mayors now in the big cities, is that we've gotten to the point where there's really no agency for anybody in an executive position, really anywhere, but certainly in big cities. I mean, you take orders from the Fraternal Brotherhood of Police and from real estate, and that's it. And so you've got to find your joy in the job. You have to find the thing about your job that you love. And for her, it's yelling at people about her big dick.
Well, I mean, you got to follow your bliss. And, for people getting offended by this Lori Lightfoot comment, she did not say that Italians as a group have small dicks.
No, of course
poorly
not.
endowed, or had, all Italians have micro penises. No. She's just saying she has a bigger dick than the Italians of Chicago. I mean,
Right. That's praise through a rhetorical device. It's if that's not you're saying, you pointing out, I love medicine. I love taking medicine so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I have more. Yeah.
Yeah. She wants people to think she has a big dick.
Yeah. I have more plastic covers on furniture in my house than a Greek person. Pointing out how much they do that.
Yeah.
And that is one thing. People it became a big thing to make fun of Italians in the last 6 or 7 years, because that's where all ethnic humor goes if you go to college.
Yeah.
Because despite Joe Biden's best efforts, we're not seeing a lot of good-natured ethnic ribbing come back.
No,
so
that was something we were hoping for, but it just hasn't occurred.
Yeah.
So I blame Putin, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he probably invented HR departments.
Mm-hmm.
But even the people who have spent the past 6 years making increasingly tired and unfunny Italian jokes have to admit that that is a group of people known for at least above average.
Yeah, for sure. And what I say, when they whip out their dick and measure it, you whip out your bigger dick and show it to them. That's the Chicago way.
Lori's stuff getting in her head, I mean, as it is for any mayor of a big city, because there's nothing you can really do anything in a position of power in America, in an elected position, but the least of which is mayor. I have not heard of a beloved mayor of a town with more than 1 million, or a city with more than 1 million people in 40 years.
Yeah.
Except for Giuliani, and that's literally the exception. And they made up for it by him being the least respected man in America now.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
was
when you got 9/11 happening,
I mean, when 9/11 happened, that was like his approval rating.
that's
was
like a cheat code for
the minute
mayoral
before
one.
9/11. The
Yeah.
minute before that plane hit the first tower, his approval rating was in the fucking was not high.
Right, yeah.
And I think it's probably due to his small dick energy. I mean, even for an Italian guy, whip it
Well, I
out,
mean,
Rudy.
It is interesting that after 9/11 and he's at the zenith of popularity, America's mayor, he wanted to do a third term and they said no. But then when Bloomberg wanted a third term, they were like,
Waltz
sure.
is right in there, no problem.
Yeah. That's definitely shows that somebody was not digging his vibe.
How funny would it be if 50 years from now, where just you can't do anything about it, they're like, okay, we're releasing all the 9/11 documents. And it turns out not hologram, obviously, no thermite paint, none of that. And but it was an inside job, but it wasn't the Black Eagle Trust. It wasn't the NWO. It wasn't Jews. It was just Rudy Giuliani acting alone. And it would be like, well, it worked.
Yeah.
Little known fact: they kept records on every American mayor's dick size in Tower 7, and gotta say, just cui bono, who benefits?
Well, So if okay, the two towers, that's Rudy Giuliani and a team of contractors that brought it down and killed 3,000 people just so he could get back up there, and it succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. But Jews actually did do Building 7.
Yeah.
It was just a totally separate incident.
Yeah, it was all Larry Silverstein. It was just a bust out like Goodfellas.
Yeah, and we're like, well, I mean, we did another thing, but we didn't do that one.
Yeah.
So I still think you guys kind of owe us an apology.
Yeah, there wasn't really anybody in there. I think this is unfair to lump us in with 9/11 just because it happened on the same day and right next to it.
All right, so Lori Lightfoot, Chicago. I had to check right now, and we got to check in on our friend John Cass and what he has to say about Lori Lightfoot's big dick. So,
oh hell yes!
All right.
Here is Chicago legend John Cass writing at johncassnews.com. Chicago, behold Mayor Phallus Maximus.
All right.
John Cass writes, with the Chicago mayoral election just a year away, as the city reels from one crisis to the next, foul-mouthed Lori Lightfoot has transformed herself into something astonishing. Behold, Mayor Phallus Maximus.
He's really proud of that one.
In the most vulgar terms, according to a lawsuit filed the other day, she reportedly boasted about the size of her manhood while insulting Chicago Italian-American community on the size of their manhood.
As we've discussed, not the case.
That's not the case.
That's
Basic reading comprehension, John. Is it too much to ask?
Yeah, you are a writer, John.
Yeah.
Bravo, Mayor Phallus Maximus. Bravo, Mayor Phallus Maximus. But the Italians really don't. But the Italians really don't really. God damn it! But the Italians really don't really want to take out the ruler. All they want is the release of Christopher Columbus from her wacky ideological prison for statuary. Yes, there is other important news in the world. The people of Ukraine suffer from Russian military attacks. American gas prices at the pump hit historic highs. Inflation eats our savings. Violent crime escalates in cities across the country, including Chicago, amid growing calls for the resignation of the mayor's endorsed Cook County State's Attorney, Kim Foxx. So the mayor's priapic boast about the size of her manhood is rather pathetic, as if she's some boorish tugboat Annie ranting alone in the tugboat gallery while watching... Tugboat Annie ranting alone in the tugboat.
Annie was the Tom of Finland for lesbians. She's a character more appropriate for the lesbian lifestyle of you go on one date and then you marry a woman for 17 years and then you get divorced and then you spend every other Thanksgiving together after that. That's what Tugboat Annie did in the cartoon.
Boorish Tugboat Annie ranting alone in the tugboat gallery while watching TV.
Gallery.
I don't understand
what does that mean.
The tugboat galley. Sorry,
he might be thinking, is he imagining?
Galley.
Or he imagines that she's at a art gallery filled with tugboats.
ranting alone in the tugboat galley while watching TV, shouting about a teeny cocktail weenie on a tiny toothpick in one of those cringeworthy male enhancement commercials. But she's not a cartoon. She's the mayor of Chicago. What's what I look like?
It's interesting because she looks like she drank the juice from Roger Rabbit at all times.
The dip?
Yeah.
Yeah. She it does. I do have a suspicion that she like is shrinking in real time. Like I feel like if you were to measure her day to day over the past, certainly since she became mayor, that there's like an appreciable reduction in her height.
Yeah, she looks like she sleeps in an MRI. Like, I don't know. I know like people age and shit, but what the fuck?
It's unnerving.
Yeah.
I mean, I think John Cass already is proving why he is a Chapo All-Star because unlike most opinion columnists, he really lets you in.
Yeah.
He lets you in. He opens up parts of himself that otherwise, like, other not as good columnists would keep hidden. And for John Cass just here, he's talking about a very specific male enhancement commercial that features a tiny cocktail weenie on a tiny toothpick. And he's just like, I can't, don't show me this. Stop showing me these cocktail weenies. I don't need male enhancement. Stop the tugboat, Annie. Take it back to the tugboat galley.